Hey, Jalen, I noticed you kind of limped a little bit there later in the game. What happened, and what's your status?
I just caught a cramp. I need to just hydrate, I'll be straight. Yeah.
After being here for a lot of last season but not getting to play, of course, what was it like to finally go out there and play?
It was a dream come true for real. I just feel like God had it where I needed to be a Red Raider, So now I get to finally put this uniform on and rep this uniform. So it was a blessing for sure.
And then, Daniel, you had a double-double tonight, big night. Just can you take us through what you saw out there?
I was just trying to be aggressive, like set the tone early. That's it, really. Yep.
Daniel, in terms of being aggressive, I guess what were some things you kind of took today, or what were some good shots that you took today?
I would say like we did a pretty good job at like passing me the ball on like lobs, on like looking at me on like pick and rolls. So we need to keep doing that.
Is that something y'all been kind of working on? I know obviously without Fardaws there, you were kind of the guy that was tabbed there. I guess was that something you've been working on, and how good did you feel today?
I feel pretty good, but I think we can do way more as a team. We're gonna do way better. We're gonna do way better.
Jalen, in terms of the aggressiveness, can you just speak to yourself and just kind of some of the newcomers? You made the first three, and then obviously you had Robert and you had some other guys pop and make some threes and kind of start that 10-0 run there.
Really just coming out with confidence, you know what I'm saying? We've been building confidence ever since we started in the beginning, ever since we put this team together. So they had confidence in me. So, you know what I'm saying? If we come out aggressive, we're always going to come out aggressive on defense. So if we come out aggressive on offense, sky's the limit for this team.
I know you talked about today being a dream come true. Did you kind of dream you'd make that first three and just, kind of start things off that way?
I dreamed of hitting my first shot. I didn't dream of it being a 3 or 2. I just dreamed of my first shot being made at Texas Tech. It's going to be something that I remember the rest of my life.
Daniel, last one for me. In terms of the offense, how did you feel it ran today, just either with you or just kind of going to Kevin inside?
I feel like we're just getting started. Like it's our first game, so we're trying to figure out like really how to play together still. But I feel like we have a lot of work to do, but we're working hard. We're working hard for sure.
Daniel, the coaches have been very complimentary of you this offseason. How does it feel to have that kind of, support from the coaching staff? And do you feel like it translates to your performance on the court?
Yeah, it's good to know that like the coaches believe in you. Like that gives you even more confidence. Like you go on the court, you know that like they want you like to go hard, to succeed, to do well. So it just like makes me feel like everybody wants me to do well. So it gives me confidence.
And Jalen, it kind of seemed like you were pretty active on the bench, talking to your teammates. Is that something you kind of prioritize coming into tonight, and is that kind of who you are as a player?
So my little break off of basketball or whatever you call it, sitting on the bench, that's one part of the game that I've tried to learn, try to be a vocal leader. I'm not the best at it, but I'm definitely improving on it, and that's one of my goals is being a vocal leader. So, yeah, just sitting on the bench for that long, you know what I'm saying? I got to learn different aspects of the game, not just going out there and playing, but also supporting the teammates, yeah.
Daniel, obviously, again, big improvements for you this whole offseason. What do you feel specifically you've improved on the most coming into this year?
I feel like it's really my mindset. Last year I was really like coming back from my injury, first in America. I was trying to figure it out, find the rhythm. This year I feel like more used to it. Like I got way more confidence.
And Jalen, you kind of just touched upon it right there too, but for you to spend that entire season on the bench like that, chomping at the bit, were you happy knowing that this was finally the moment you were going to have?
Oh, man, it's been a long, long time. I was super happy, leading up to it. I had my whole family here to be able to see it. A couple of this first game, actually, so it was just a blessing to be able to be here, rep Texas Tech.
Daniel, looking at the stat sheet, 4 assists tied, obviously, for a team high right there. What'd you kind of see on the court that they kind of allowed you to get in rhythm passing?
I was just trying to like, as soon as I see a man up and like pass him the ball, like move the ball really.
And one for both of y'all, a lot of positives, but 20 turnovers. How do you kind of attack that, approach that, and
Like,
fixing that?
the coaches want us to play really fast, so always push the ball. So I think that's one of the reasons I feel like why we are autonomous.
It's a big problem. We gotta we're definitely working on it day by day. It's definitely getting better from where we started from the beginning. We just gotta keep working at it. Coach knows what he's doing. Everything's not gonna be perfect first game, so we just gotta keep improving on it. Thank y'all.
And you guys are tougher than me. It's late. What y'all still doing here? Appreciate y'all sticking around. All right, questions?
Coach, starting with the obvious, Daniel Balcho, double-double, also had 4 assists. Just kind of talk about his night.
Well, he was he played really well, and that's no surprise. We've talked a lot about how much he's improved, and his body keeps getting bigger and stronger, and he's getting more confidence. And he had 2 good scrimmages before this game, and he's been one of our most consistent players, and you saw that tonight, and on both ends of the floor. But just really proud of him and his effort.
Asked both the players about the 20 turnovers. Daniel said maybe
Yeah,
it's just
tell
the
me. I'm
speed.
trying to. What'd they say? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Daniel mentioned maybe just the speed and how fast y'all want to get the ball up court. How do you kind of assess that?
No, I don't know. We could talk about that for 15 minutes. Y'all just, I'm open for suggestions. So it's been our Achilles heel, and we've got to get that fixed. And we're a team that just we have a lot of turnovers, and we talk to our guys after the game about you want to put yourself in a position where you don't beat yourself with turn it over. Offensive rebounds really hurt us, and we got to get to that point where we're getting in a situation where we can play well and not beat ourselves. And then the next step would be we're good enough. We just start going out and winning and taking games away from people instead of giving them away. So we had a lot of mistakes tonight, but we'll learn from it and we'll watch film. And we just have to remember we got a young team. We have 5 freshmen and 7 underclassmen and only 3 back, and we all have to be impatient. Our players, our coaches, and the fans, and especially media, y'all got to be patient with us too. So,
Coach, you mentioned that last week. You said that all 11 would play, and they did, but we didn't see C.J. Williams until late. What went into that?
That's what you said about CJ?
He didn't appear till late in the second half. What went into that?
Yeah, CJ's part of our team. He's a walk-on that's doing really well and been a huge asset for us in practice. And it was great that we got to get him in the game. And CJ's got some ability, but has a great attitude, whether he's playing or not. And so it was fun to get him out there. He certainly deserved to have that opportunity to play. And we're glad to get all of our guys in the game and got a chance to see them. And so now we can study film on both sides of the floor to get everybody better.
Mark, I know that 20 turnovers won't sit well with you, but in terms of the aggressiveness of those young guys, you saw Pop make a 3, Jalen make a 3 to start, and Lamar make a 3. How'd you like the aggressiveness just in terms of the offense and the way they were playing on the defensive end?
Carlos, we have really some strong pieces. We have some really good 3-point shooters. We got Botch as a shot blocker. We got a couple of guys like Davian Harmon, really good defensively. It's just guys have got to accentuate their strengths, and we got to stay from the weaknesses. And Pop had some turnovers. He's one of our best passers and ball handlers. But Pop can shoot the ball. We saw that. Jalen Tyson, excellent 3-point shooter. Kerwin Walton as well, and we know Ko can shoot it. So that's one of our strengths is we think from the 3-point line we can space it out and give defenses some problems because of our 3-point shooting.
I know it's only the first night, but how'd you feel about the pace that Davian Harmon was kind of running the point at
Good,
today?
Good. I thought our pace is pretty well. We were kind of bogged down at times just with our offense, just not seeing the right guy and making the passes and turning the defense like we wanted to. But I think trying to push the ball up the floor was good. That's what you'll see more of us, trying to get up and down the floor and try to attack teams before they get set.
Last one for me. In terms of Jalen specifically, he was certainly happy to kind of start the game off with that 3 and then just to be able to get back on. Yeah. And then just in terms of being able to kind of get him back on the court and just for him to be able to play, I guess you saw him obviously practicing, not being able to play. So what was it like just to kind of see him kind of?
It was great to see him out there. Even, he practiced last spring with us. We saw a lot of great things about him, and he's got a huge upside, a high ceiling, 6'6", can score the ball and off the dribble and threes, and So yeah, it was good to see him out there. And he's going to be a guy that's going to get a whole lot better, and we think he's a guy that can help us win some games, and a guy that we're glad that he's here with our team and just got 3 years left.
Coach, you guys forced a couple shot clock violations. Can you talk about how satisfying that is especially as a defensive-minded coach, to see your guys kind of show that effort for the entire 30 seconds?
Well, it was more patience. They were doing that delay game back and forth, so I think they get more credit than we did. But, it's tough to guard somebody for 30 seconds, so we had to have some discipline without fouling and try to stay in front of them. That's tough to do, and I think that was their game plan early on, is to slow the pace down and, try to keep it low possessions. And I felt really good. We had enough discipline to stay with that and not foul and not gamble too much.
And then Jalen and Pop, 2 freshmen, make the starting lineup. What went into that decision that allowed them to make the starting lineup, and how do you feel they performed today?
I thought that, they both did some really good things. This team's we have a lot of depth. There's a lot of guys that could start, and a lot of guys could play valuable minutes, and again, it's one of the strengths of this team, and we just felt those guys had deserved the opportunity to start.
Coach, they shot 67 times, and 36 of their attempts were from 3.
Did you know that was going to happen, Joe? I wish you'd warned me before.
Well, you said that they had a bunch of 3-point shooters on there, and that scared you to death.
Yeah.
So,
and it still did. Yeah, I'm sure everybody. They had a couple guys. We all know they're going to shoot it, and we're all saying, put a hand up, and our guys were a little slow on some of that, on contesting those. But we tried to put enough pressure on them, make them take some tough shots, and they made some tough ones. We had a lot of strongly contested shots, and they had some very talented players on that team, and they're going to win some games this year.
Hey, Coach, I thought Kerwin Walton, he's been talked about as a good 3-point shooter, but he made a lot of nice dive cuts
how
to the
about
rim.
that? Yeah, I didn't see that coming. But he's a good cutter at times, but he doesn't. He's so focused on his 3-point shot that a lot of times we're trying to get him cut and dry. But he made some really nice plays. A couple guys gave him some nice assists, and he had some finishes at the basket that were really impressive. That's a great point. So yeah, that's very encouraging. Yeah, I'm going to be positive before this thing's over with. I'm kind of excited about that, and that's good.
We mentioned the turnovers, but I believe 19 assists on the 24 field goals. Just quick look.
You rest of the guys can leave. We'll just stand and talk to him. That's good. So, yeah, 19 assists. That's wonderful. We're passing the ball, being unselfish, trying to some of those were the hockey passes, but trying to move the ball. When we could do that, I really liked, it's the way we're turning the defense. And that's what we've got to get these guys to understand. They're a little impatient. They're trying too hard. And offensively, you just have to slow down and let the defense tell you what to do and don't force things.
I remember last year. Obviously, you take the first.
Man, I remember last year, Mason, too. Gee, we can talk
obviously,
about
you
that.
take the first game with a grain of salt. But last year, I remember you said that the defense may have, needed a little bit more time in these non-con games to work into it. Is that kind of the case now, or if not defense, is there anything else that you feel like you guys can work
Mason,
into?
I think we're further along defensively. Even we don't have quite the overall length and athleticism. But yeah, I think this team has worked really hard, and Coach Williams has done a great job on the defensive end. And yeah, I think we are at this point better now than we were at this time last year defensively. So,
and then looking at a guy like Elijah Fisher, who made his college debut tonight as well. When you see little plays like that big block that he had, does that just show the potential of a player like that?
I mean, he is just he's a tough, strong young man, and physical. He's got a lot of energy and some toughness, and we're just trying to get it out of him. But you can see when he gets going, that guy can run and jump and plays hard and can finish. So we're sure excited about his potential, and he's he's got to slow down at times. But even defensively, I think he could be one of our best on the ball defenders. Lance from
Mark,
Amarillo.
how you doing today?
I'm okay. How about you?
Hey, you've been through a bunch of first games, things like that. What did you want to get out of this, and what did you see any of that?
I just want to get out of it. I just want to get a W. They're always tough, and they're always, because we have such high expectations, it's always disappointing for the coaching staff, and the coach staff has to remind me, don't take the win away, because they did win, and they played hard, and we played a good opponent that played hard, made some big shots too, and give those some credit, but you know, it's about par. You know, some good things, a lot of things we need to work on. Thank goodness, because if we were as good as we were going to get, it'd be a long season. We have a lot to improve on, and so we see that and looking forward to making these steps along the way.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you all. Appreciate it, guys. God